Right. Hello! This is going to be my belated Arnold Schwarzenegger celebration video. Now, I'm not big for quotes. My brain's practically mush when it comes for remembering things. So, I'm just going to go through my collection of Arnie films. Now, I do have quite a few. It's one of the first actor collections I bought. And I don't remember quite as much about, his famous quotes as I tried looking stuff up, but my brain was like, should I? So I just thought, screw it. I'm just going to try and speed through this, and because I did record it last night, I actually did record something, but it's 58 minutes long. I don't want this to be 58 minutes long, so I'm going to roll the tangents down to a minimum, and there probably won't be as many, Arnie quotes as some of the other videos have, but I did consider just doing my favourites from my collection to make it a shorter video, more palatable, but who knows. If you stick around to the end, I appreciate you. There's a big empty gap right here, which used to house my collection. Some of the stuff in the collection, in this thing I'm about to show you, the bloody mountain of stuff, is from other collections as well, like my rock collection, Stallone Collection. 4Ks are all kept in my 4Ks, so that's taken away. That obviously not in my Arnie stuff, which is usually housed just in here. Like, oh no, where's my hands gone? So with all that rambling aside, the mic keeps peaking, it's annoying me. With all that rambling aside, happy birthday, Arnie. Sorry it's a day late from me. Now, these are all my films that have Arnold Schwarzenegger in them. Hope you enjoy. Here we have Hercules in New York. Fantastic film. First time I saw it was with the dubbing, which was pretty bad. And I had to search out the original audio version, which I'm glad this is. It's later released and released by a company that isn't really great for releasing their DVD stuff, so yeah. Hercules in New York. I do plan to get all of these on Blu-ray at some point, or 4K, but for now I do have a few which are just DVD. Purely because some are just way too expensive to get on Blu-ray, which you will see one coming up in a minute. Now, this next film, I heard about a film in the States called The Villain, and I was looking for it, and then I heard apparently it was released in the UK under a different title. So I looked it up. eBay, it's far too expensive for so long, and then it shot down in price, and I was like, I'm having that. So, that said, the film is called Cactus Jack. I mean, look at his happy face. Doesn't he look happy? It is a fantastic film. If you're not big on westerns, but you like Arnie, give this a shot. It is a fantastic film. This is one that I keep trying to keep checking if the price on Blu-ray. Far too expensive. Always too expensive, and it's always the Australian release. That is Pumping Iron. Now, if you look on Arnie's filmography, this is not there. I don't know why. I mean, he's on the cover. He's on the bloody top of the thing. And if you ask anyone, have they seen Pumping Iron, they'll probably tell you, oh, isn't that got Arnie in it? It's been a while since I've seen Pumping Iron. It's one of the films in this list I need to rewatch. Right, something else you'll notice, I keep franchises together. That includes remakes or TV series based on them, so I won't go much into the non-Arnie stuff. I might talk a little about them. We have Conan. Everybody knows Conan. It's an absolutely fantastic film. I was so happy when I got this on Blu-ray, and I don't think I paid too much for it either. You probably easily find it really cheap. Absolutely fantastic film. Then there's The Destroyer. This I paid like £3-4 on eBay from the official distribution company, High Flyers. They have an eBay store, and they was just selling it on there for really cheap. So I just thought, yep, I'll have that. Another good film, not as good as the first, still a good film, still enjoyable. And I wish we'd have seen a third film with Arnie on the throne, because that would have been awesome. Who knows? We may still see that film. Then we have the not Conan Red Sonja. This was released recently by Studio Canal on 4K. I will get it eventually. Yeah, the Kalidor, not Conan, Kalidor. Bridget Nielsen, fantastic in her lead in the. I think this was her first lead role. She was absolutely fantastic in this. A lot of people like to dig at the film. No, it's not amazing, but I still think it's fantastic myself. I personally think it's fantastic. That's my judge. If I enjoy a film, I say it's fantastic. If I enjoy a film but it has faults, I will explain the faults. And then, of course, I'm not going to go too much into it, but the Conan the Barbarian remake with Jason Momoa, Rose McGowan. Can't remember what I paid for this. Not too keen on Rose's performance, but Jason was commendable as Conan. I will leave judgment of the film to you. And then we have the slightly bigger of all of the franchises in this damn video, so you can probably guess what that is. Terminator. This was a Region A Blu-ray that was given to me by my friend Tristan. This is my favourite of all the Terminator films. I prefer horror over sci-fi action, so this is definitely my favourite one. And it's iconic. This is an iconic movie. Now, you'll notice my voice has gotten a bit clearer. Probably because the fan I had on, it's only got a 2-hour timer, so it's turned itself off. Right, I can lower my volume a bit. This is the previous restoration that was released on Blu-ray, which people were absolutely upset at the state of the 4K. And so I decided I'm just going to stick to this Blu-ray. It is a fantastic film. It is a fantastic film. I don't have anything really bad to say about this film at all. And it's just, I prefer the first one. Now, again, the more recent 4K release, which was supposedly a new supervised by James Cameron restoration, it isn't. It's the same transfer, so no. Not going to bother with it. Maybe when they actually do a proper version, I'll go for it. But yeah, for now, I'm happy with this. And then we have Rise of the Machines. Enjoyable movie. Fairly okay ending. They could have ended it there and gone straight, focused on the war, which I think they tried to do with the next film, but it didn't do too well. A lot of people didn't like it because they thought it was too lighter toned compared to the first two, and there were a few shoehorned funny moments in there, but I think it did, compared to what came after, it did really well. Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. And then we go straight to the war. Terminator Salvation. Thoroughly enjoyable movie. I enjoyed it. I don't get the hate for it. Christian Bale was great as John Connor in the war. Just, it didn't sit well with a lot of people. So that's a running theme, by the way, for the rest of the Terminator films. Including Genesis. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this film. I think the performances were all good. Just the story itself, it could have. I don't know. I don't know. They were exploring what they could do, I think, with the story at this point, and they just couldn't land a bullseye on anything. So, yeah, that's a shame. And then we get to, from my 4K collection, the gift that was given to me by Evan, Dark Fate. One of my friends, favourite of the franchise. I'm looking at you, Ricky. This film did a couple of things but really wrong, in my opinion. The way the augmented one treated Sarah Connor, and killing John Connor off in the very first 5 minutes. No. So yeah, apart from that, it was an alright film. I would put it before Genesis in my list, but after Salvation. Okay, I'll put my stuff which isn't going back in, Arnie stuff, down that side. And then, of course, the unfortunate TV series. Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles. It was a good show. Summer Glau and Lena Headey did fantastic in their roles, but it just couldn't pull itself forward. It couldn't find what it wanted to do, and with such a really complicated cliffhanger, which I'm not going to go into, it ends on a real bitch of a cliffhanger, and I mean ow. And there's no way to come back from that. There is no way. That it is basically saying that's it now. So yeah, there's that. Both seasons. Right. And we have Commando. Absolutely fantastic movie. Most of the Arnie's movies from his early days were absolutely great. I have nothing bad to say. This just is a fantastic movie. And I'm sure everyone in the comments is quoting his, doing the one-liners. I'm pretty sure one of them's, "Let off some steam, Bennett," as he hits Bennett into a pipe, and as it goes through Bennett, the steam goes through him. Anyway, 101 Bronson. I'm expecting to see a lot of quotes from you about these films in the comments down below. If you haven't followed 101 Bronson, by the way, he does a good Arnie impression. But yeah, Commando, fantastic film. Now we get to Raw Deal. Another film that's been on my list to rewatch. I can't remember much about it. I know I enjoyed it. I really don't remember anything about it. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. Another from a different collection. Only the first film had Arnie in it. You probably already know what it is. And this is the trilogy. I keep it with my Alien collection. That is Predator, the 3-film collection. But obviously I'm only talking about the first film. There we go. There we go. Yeah, look at that. This is from CEX. Look at that freaking crack. I was only doing this to get the focus. But yeah, that's the film we're talking about. It was released like that as its own Blu-ray. It also had a different Blu-ray. It's got a fair few special features. But, yeah. Great film. I saw it on VHS along with Rambo First Blood when I was a kid with a round of friends. Parents being parents back then, it wasn't YouTube babysitting their kids. It was whatever was on the TV. And so he just shoved in a couple of tapes. And we had a great old time. Absolutely fantastic. Predator. Now, the next film I actually have in my Stephen King tapes collection. Even though Stephen King had his name removed from it. Because it's a highly loose adaptation of his film. The Running Man. There you go. Being careful what I show. Obviously, everyone's... One of the most quotable quotes from this is, "Here's Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero." But yeah, I don't... Unless I'm doing the other Arnie stuff, it's like, "Get down, get to the chopper, yeah. But anyway, VHS because of my Stephen King collection. I would say if you're going to watch this film, I have the DVD of it. If you're going to watch this film, I would enjoy it for what it is. But if you're going in from the book or the story, The Running Man, you do not want to have too high expectations because it is a highly loose adaptation. It's a good film. Yo, Killian, I'll be back. Only in a rerun. See, things come into me. They're just coming to me. So that'll happen. And I'll, either be a bit nervous about doing it or whatever. But Right, Red Heat. This was a more recent restoration done by, as you can see, is brand new restoration done by Studio Canal. A really fun film. Him and Arnie and James Belushi played well against each other. Buddy cop comedy. Again, nothing bad to say. Absolutely fun film to watch. A lot of his early stuff, you'll notice, are very high-octane action. This is where it started to go woo-hoo, comedy. Twins. Danny DeVito and Arnie played well off each other. Absolutely, they played well off each other. Very funny. I smile when... it doesn't look like I'm smiling, but I'm smiling. Trust me. I smile when I think about this film. I can't remember details, but such a funny film. Such a funny film. If you've never seen Twins, you've got to see it. He did team up with Danny again later down the line, which I will get to in a few films' time. Now, this isn't the most recent restoration for this film. It was an earlier release, so I don't know how different it looks in the newer ones. But, of course, this is Total Recall. I wanted the 4K limited edition, but it sold out real fast. And unfortunately, it's now going for ridiculous money on eBay. And I'm not paying 90 quid for it. No. Fantastic movie. And because I keep remakes and reboots in with the stuff, there's the absolutely hated Total Recall with Colin Farrell. I didn't hate it. This has both the theatrical and extended versions. I didn't hate it. I don't really consider it, on the same level as Arnie's Total Recall. But taking the general idea of Arnie's Total Recall and putting it into a more modern setting, yeah, it was alright. Yeah, it's alright. And we got... we're almost 20 minutes in and we're most of the way through it. That is awesome. Kindergarten Cop. Another absolutely funny movie. It has some action in it, but it's mostly a funny film. This is mostly a chuckle. Absolutely funny. I don't know how many times I can just repeat myself saying absolutely funny. But yeah, if you've never seen Kindergarten Cop, this is another one you have to see. In fact, a lot of Arnie's films are must watch once at least. Then we have a rather upsetting release. Now, I have this old DVD of Last Action Hero, which I don't know if I can get it to focus. There we go. Includes behind the scenes featurette and music videos. Right? This version of Last Action Hero. I've had to keep this because I got the Blu-ray that uses the same art, by the way, as the 4K. And it has bugger all on it. It's got the film, that's it. Fantastic film. But I've been forced to keep this because this didn't have the extras. I don't know why Blu-rays do it. I honestly don't. But as I said, fantastic film, fantastic soundtrack. I've got the soundtrack. In fact, it's up there in my soundtracks. Probably can't see where I'm pointing. You see where this key is? My soundtracks are just behind it. Yeah, a bit too out of range. Next, we've got one of the films which everyone's been clamoring for an official release on high definition, Blu-ray or 4K. But for some reason, who is it? Who's in control of it? Yep, James Cameron, thought so. For some reason, just hasn't come up. True Lies. Great action adventure detective film with Jamie Lee Curtis and Bill Paxton. Everyone plays their parts really well in this. Is it Tom Arnold is also in this? Yeah, Tom Arnold is also in this. Plays Arnie's partner. But hey, it's a fun film. Give it a watch. Unfortunate things happen behind the scenes. Everyone who knows that, you have to admit it, that some things shouldn't have happened with Eliza Dushku and the stunt coordinator. She was only a kid, man. Not getting into that. The other Danny DeVito Arnie movie. Absolutely hilarious. And could not be released today. A man pregnant? Oh no. So yeah. Fantastic film. Very emotional. And not so much the action in this. There's a little, a few action scenes, but not so much the action in this. More of an emotional family film. Still one I think everyone should watch. I know some of the ones I've shown you are easily pick up on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, things pop up from the boutique labels that sort of gets my attention and I forget. And yeah. And unfortunately, for some films in the UK just don't get Blu-ray releases, which includes one of the next films on this double set. The other one has had a UK release, but I just haven't got it because I've got it in this double set. So those films are Eraser and Collateral Damage. Now, Eraser was butchered for the UK release, so I had to get the US Blu-ray, and of course it came with Collateral Damage. Can't remember much about either film. I rewatched Eraser when I got this double disc set, and I haven't watched Collateral Damage yet, but I enjoyed watching Eraser. Both films I've enjoyed before, but I couldn't really give you many details about it. Easily available, or if you're a big Arnie fan, you've probably already seen them and know if your brain's more capable of retaining the information than mine is. But yeah, if you are from the UK, you will notice a difference. There is a difference, because I do remember reading about it and talking with friends about it, about how the UK version was butchered because the BBFC didn't like certain things, so those the breaks. There's that. I paid like £15 for that, I think, on eBay. I'm not sure. Right. Put my cookie down now. There we go. Jingle All the Way, fantastic film, very funny. Perfect Christmas film to watch every year. Have a good laugh. It's a good, like, heartwarming film, but it has a lot of, like, antics, like accidental damage action. It's very funny. Very funny. I can't remember who Arnie plays alongside. That's it, Sinbad is the other fella. There we go. And James Belushi in Santa outfit. But yeah, funny film, highly watchable, highly rewatchable, and very cheap as well. Now, coming from one of my other collections, and 4K. I have them all in 4K, so they're all in just where my finger is here. There's my Matrix films and my original Batman films. This is a film that gets a lot of hate purely because it's not... more recent days, everyone loves to have the dark and broody and must be serious Batman. I understood... I mean, I would have liked to have seen a Tim Burton quadrilogy. I would have liked to have seen what Tim Burton would have done with the Riddler, Two-Face. Robin Williams was apparently going to play the Riddler. That could have been hilarious, even in a dark movie. I mean, because we all know Jack Nicholson was funny in the first Batman film. So, yeah. Joel Schumacher went a different route. Decided to take Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, as you see here, in a different, more family-friendly, comedic style. Bright colours and stuff. Which was fine. I enjoyed it. I still enjoy these films much more than some, but yeah, Arnie. This showed off Arnie being quite emotional, as well as snarky and comedy. So yeah, fun film. I mean, yeah, everyone should watch it. Right, almost over. End of Days. I have the DVD because you can't get the Blu-ray in the UK, and if I do want to get the Blu-ray, I'm going to have to fork out for another US one like that. Eraser Collateral Damage one. Another very solid dramatic role with some action. And Arnie, again, he's more branching out into more emotional stuff as his filmography's getting on. So if you haven't seen this and you like your religious themed horror, this is definitely a good one to watch. Definitely a good one to watch, especially for the journey Arnie's character goes through. Right, film I remember absolutely jack all about. All I remember, clones. Sixth Day. Not rewatched it in ages. I bought the DVD secondhand, watched it, enjoyed it, but it's just not one I thought I could think to myself, rewatch that. I mean, it could. I do plan on rewatching it at some point, but I remember nothing about this. So, shout out in those comments what you remember, what you enjoyed. Give this one a big up as well. Now, you may be wondering why I'm holding up a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie. And you may be confused if you live in the States because it was called The Rundown there. This film, Welcome to the Jungle, is a really enjoyable movie, and Arnie has about 2 seconds worth of a cameo and one line. So that's why I'm showing it off in this video, but this does go with my Rock collection. Basically, as the Rock enters the bar, he's walking past people, walking in, barging through people, and as he's just about to go up to the main doorway to go through, Arnie walks past him with a couple of other people, looks at him and says, "Good luck," and then continues walking off. So it's literally a one line and 2 seconds on screen. So yeah, fun film. If you're not a rock fan, you won't like this film because this is like 99% rock, 1% everything else. But I do enjoy this film. I do enjoy it. No, that goes over here because it's going somewhere else. And to my Stallone collection. Now, he's credited as being in all three. I can't remember because it's been so long since I've seen them how big a part he has in each film. In fact, I don't think I've seen the third film. The Expandables Trilogy. Now, I do love my ensemble movies, and this is, I remember enjoying the first film, big ensemble action piece, and so it is on my list to rewatch at some point. I say that a few times, but if I sound upbeat talking about it, it's more like, yeah, that's definitely going to be watched sooner rather than later. If I sound like, I'm going to watch it again, then I will watch it, just probably a little further down the line. And yeah, the Expandables Trilogy. Right, Last Stand. I think this is Ricky's favourite Arnie action movie, if I may be mistaken. Isn't that right, Ricky? I'm pretty sure you bigged this up a lot. So yeah, Last Stand. Arnie's definitely the more serious, but not too serious sheriff of a town. And Johnny Knoxville is the comedic element. Like, ridiculously funny. But yeah, I don't want to sound like I don't enjoy it. It's one I do enjoy, and I've watched like 2 or 3 times now, and I will watch it again, but it's not one that I can rewatch constantly because I enjoy it, but I have to give myself a bit of a wide berth before watching it again. Arnie is fantastic in this, though. Absolutely. And what he does to the town mayor's car. That's funny. Right. And my last of the non-Arnie specific collection stuff, Escape Plan. This is Arnie and Stallone teaming up, and I swear they should have done this a lot sooner. Both of them play well off against each other, and I think it would have been great to have seen them in more stuff together a lot earlier. People said there was a rivalry. They said themselves that there wasn't that much of a rivalry. I don't know exactly what was going on, but yeah, this is a very good film, and I think if you've never seen Escape Plan, the trilogy is all right as a whole, but I prefer the first and the second. I don't even have the second on Blu-ray, to be honest. I've been waiting till I could see it about. I've got the third on Blu-ray, but anyway, I digress. Good film. Good film. Here we go. One of the rare cases. Arnie being a bad guy. I enjoyed the film, but it was one of those where I have to give it a wide berth between rewatches because it's enjoyable, but it's one that if I watch it too often, I will remember too much, and I'll end up looking at my phone if I get bored or if I know what's going to happen next. So yeah, this good film, not a great film. So take that as you will. If you want to see Arnie in a bad guy role, there's this. Obviously beyond the first Terminator movie. But yeah, Sabotage. And yes, yeah, It's a good film, just for me, not a great film. Now, the next two films I'll do close together. We're only 35 minutes in this time instead of almost a freaking hour. These next two roles are highly dramatic, emotional, minimal action. And I mean minimal action. These are very emotional movies, very character-driven. Arnie is like, you really feel for him in this. So if you're big on the action, low on the drama, you won't like these. But I would urge anyone who hasn't seen them to watch them once. And that is the horror film, Maggie. His daughter has a virus and he wants to protect her. Zombie. But, you know, he has to protect her. Good film, thoroughly enjoyable. And, I mean, look at that cover. I should sell you. The other film is Aftermath. Arnie's partner dies in a plane crash. And he's refused to see the body. And it's because the plane crashes. I can't remember exactly. I think it's because of a single person's mistake, and he makes it his entire thing to get entire mission to get revenge on that one person. A fantastic movie. Again, not big on the action, but again, a fantastic movie, which again everyone should watch once. And we're at the last movie. Last film, 37 minutes. Way. Obviously, I'm going to cut a bit out because I made a couple mistakes. But he doesn't appear in this film for about just over half of it. When he does, he's very fourth wall. And he is quite funny. He gets to take the mick out of previous film lines. And the director is actually one of the main characters in it, Taron Killam. And of all the things you ever thought you never need, of all the things you thought you'd never, I can never get this right. You never knew you wanted. Of all the things you never knew you wanted, but you needed, was in this film, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger singing a country song. You can see it on YouTube. It's absolutely hilarious. If you just type in YouTube, Arnold Schwarzenegger singing a country song, it should come up as one of the things. It may have a different name for the singer, but if you've typed Arnie singing country, that'll probably be it. It's absolutely hilarious. Killing Gunther. And the director's a laugh as well. I've spoken to him a few times on Twitter. He's quite... I would love to see a Killing Gunther 2. I would so love to see a Killing Gunther 2. Here's the back. This Blu-ray was pretty cheap as well. There's no special features. And yeah. It's a pretty cheap one, but it's fun. Everyone needs to see this. So there's that. Happy birthday, Arnie, mate. 75 years old. You're going great. I'll ask a question. What is your favourite and least favourite Arnie movie? Favourite movie, least favourite movie. My favourite of all of the films is Commando, and my least favourite is Terminator Dark Fate. Least favourite being Terminator Dark Fate because with all of his characters, I kind of get sucked in and immersed into the film, and with his character and everything. For that film, it didn't quite mesh. So, yeah. Like Commando. Not like Dark Fate. So there's that. Let me know what your likes and dislikes are in the comment down below. and I will have this edited and uploaded in the next 20 plus minutes. I will. This will be before a lot of other videos, and mate, I promise your video's coming up soon. I just have a lot of video stuff before it, and I know you don't really care about people putting videos up of stuff that you've given them. It will be coming soon. It will. You guys take care, and I will now edit this video. Bye bye.